1/3 of humanity to survive this darkness and sacrifice will begin to live in a new era, will be people good on a very cold night, 10 minutes before midnight. A great earthquake will shake the earth for 8 hours. Oceans will flood large areas of earth, and millions of people will die suddenly. The understanding of the visions of Fatima is crucial, for if we will be deceived or not in the so-called last days. In 1917, 3 shepherd children in Portugal, they reported visions of the Virgin Mary who revealed to them prophecies that I have been fulfilling 2 of these over time. These predictions have already come true, leaving many intrigued about the 3rd prophecy that foresees a global catastrophe as it progresses. 2024 increases speculation about the fulfillment of this 3rd prophecy. If you believe in God and you believe in the resurrection, you should know that the prophecy's centenary Fatima includes a series of apocalyptic predictions told to Lucia dos Santos and her cousins Jassy Ental and Francisco Marot for an apparition Mariana, which began on May 13. In 1917, the 3 young men claimed to have received a visit from the Virgin Mary 6 times between May and October that year. This apparition is known today like Our Lady of Fatima. Lucia, he said that at noon on July 13, 1917, the Virgin Mary entrusted them with 3 secrets. 2 of those prophecies were revealed in 1941, when Lucia wrote a document at the request of Bishop Jose Alves Correa de Silva de Liria to help in that one new book about Jacinta. The bishop asked to reveal the 3rd vision, but Lucia hesitated for a while, apparently uncertain about whether she had divine permission to do so. However, in October 1943, the bishop instructed her to write the vision and seal it in an envelope that would be opened until 1960, when it was believed that the text of the 3rd revelation was officially released by Pope John Paul III in 2000, although some claim it was not the entire prediction revealed by Lucia. Despite claims to the contrary, Vatican, according to several interpretations of the Catholic Church, the 3 prophecies addressed the First World War, World War, and the persecutions of Christians in the 20th century. Catholic Church examined hundreds of alleged apparitions Marianas, but only 12 received approval ecclesiastical, occurring between 1830 and 1933. Cultural anthropologists Victor and Edith Turner, who became these people, also studied Catholicism phenomena in the mid-1990s. 1930, the Bishop of Liria encouraged Lucia, then known as Sister Maria Lucia, the pains to write her memories, to share more details about his cousins and the apparitions, since in 1917 there were already rumors circulating that the Lady of the Apparitions had confided to the children a revelation that would be good for some and bad for others. Was only in his 3rd written memoirs in 1941 that Lou began to detail the content of these revelations. The first revelation he discussed follows the French prophet Melanie Calve, who he saw Our Lady of La Salle in 1846, and recorded the prediction almost 20 years later. Lucia explained that the prophecy had 3 parts, 2 of which revealed in 1941. The 3rd part, however, was not registered until January 3 RD 1944. It should be noted that this is not considered a secret in common sense, because it's not so much about predicting future events, but of a vision shared by the Virgin. The first prophecy describes hell. Lucia relates that the Virgin Mary showed the children what hell was like and suffering of the souls there. The vision lasted only a few seconds, but it was almost unbearable for the children, strengthening Mary's promise to guide his devotees to Christ to save souls from that terrible eternal suffering. On the other hand, the second revelation is closer, than which we consider a prophecy, where the Virgin revealed to the children that the First World War that was happening at the time of the visions was going to end without, however, another world war occurred. Under the father of Pius X, who reigned from 1922 to 1939, unless people stopped to fend. God and Russia would become the Virgin, asked that Russia be consecrated to her Immaculate Heart. While the two early prophecies may not seem particularly alarming, the last one, his sister Lucia, is much more terrifying. Decided not to reveal the third vision in his memoirs of 1941. In 1943, he became seriously ill with influenza, and pleurisy. Bishop Silver, who visited on September 15, 1943, suggested that I write the third revelation to ensure that it remained registered in case of death, without, however, despite her illness, Lucia, he hesitated to do so, because when he received the Mary, expressly told him that she did not reveal, was faced with a dilemma about what order to follow, since obedience Carmelita demands that the orders of lost superiors are seen as coming directly from God. Finally out. In mid-October, Bishop Silver told him he sent a letter with a direct order to record the prophecy. Lucia, she continued to be reluctant, even in the face of this order. Direct, however, overcame this after the Virgin Mary appeared to him at the beginning of January of 1944 and told him to write what was he ordered him, but did not try to understand. Meaning the third part of the vision was written by order of His Excellency, the Bishop of Lyria and the Holy Mother on January 3, RD 1944. In June of that same year, the envelope sealed containing the third revelation was delivered to Bishop Silver, where he remained until 1957, when he was finally sent to Rome. Was heard to say that the Canon Galamba advised saw to the Bishop of Lyria. He stated that the bishop refused to open the sealed envelopes. Lucia made him promise that would definitely be open and revealed to the world when she died, or in 19. Whatever happened first was announced by Cardinal Angelo Sodano on the 13th of May 1983, 83 years after the appearance of the lady to the three children in the Cavada area, and 19 years after the assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II, that the third vision. Finally, Cardinal Sodano would be revealed. Led suggested that the third revelation, it was about the persecution of the Christians in the 20th century that had its peak with the failed attempt to assassination of Pope John Paul I on 13 May 1981, coinciding with the 6th quarter anniversary of the first appearance of Our Lady of Fatima. Some Catholics question this interpretation, since they believe that the prophecy had already been fulfilled. The text of the third prophecy, according to the release by the Vatican, was published on June 26, 200. The Church Catholic decided to reveal to the public the last part of the message that the Virgin Mary transmitted to three children in Fatima, Portugal in 1917. This revelation is confirmed as done, and one of those children, Lucia, who is a cloistered nun, she is still alive and resides in a monastery in Portugal. The first pope to whom Lucia revealed the message was Pope Pius X, who later, after reading it, he sealed it and kept it without the Pope later made it public. John II also read it and, like his predecessor, chose not to disclose it to public, believing that their revelation would bring despair and panic to the humanity. However, the time has come in which permission was granted by the Pope Juan Pablo II to spread the message, not to create panic, but to make people aware of this important notice, for everyone were prepared. According to the message, the Virgin instructed Lucia to say to the world what would happen between the decades of 1950 and 2000. Men would not follow the commandments given by God. Evil would dominate the world, and a huge war, smoke and poisonous gases were approaching, would cover the earth, causing suffering worldwide. 3/4 of the population would be destroyed. Vatican is aware of this information and has taken steps to preparing the message. Also states that all those who were under the protection of God and His Son Jesus Christ would suffer consequences, and the phenomena would be so strong that millions of people would die of fear, would suffer and offend. die every hour, and those who would live a period of peace for about 25 years. A eminent person would die causing a war, a horrible disaster that would bring destruction, death, and darkness over the earth. For 72 hours, this time would bring great events to the Church. Then the Vatican shared part of it. The third prophecy of Fatima, but the crucial point of this prophecy, was that a great darkness would fall upon the earth, will have enormous catastrophes in the end. There will be a great earthquake that will shake the earth for 8 hours. Humanity will panic, and millions of people will die in a matter of seconds. This will be the real one, global catastrophe. I invite you to enjoy and subscribe to our channel. Share this video with others so they can benefit too. Leave a comment below to share your thoughts and experiences. Thank you for watching and joining us on this journey. We'll see you in the next video. Blessings.